Hi, everybody. It's my birthday. Got all my
Yay!
friends here. We got Wonder Lady and
Happy
Linda Nielsen and Doc Pearson and Rhonda M, our Gen RX or Gen XRN. Excuse me. I knew I was going to mess that up.
Mhm.
Thank y'all for being here. Who we got in the chat? We got Morton and we got Dave. Who else is here? If you're lurking, that's forbidden. Speak up.
Oh,
No lurking today. So I have not made the brownies. I'm going to make myself some brownies. Everybody says, what kind of birthday cake? I don't do birthday cake. I like brownies with no frosting, no nuts, no fancy, just brownies.
Chocolate. Oh, you know
There you
what?
go.
I bought myself some owl salt and pepper shakers yesterday just because I thought they were cute.
I saw some of those at the Family Dollar the other day, and I that close.
I know, right? Adorable.
If I had been looking for something else, I probably would have snagged them. And I had the kids with me too, and I was supposed to be buying Halloween costumes and decorations. So I didn't. But I sure thought about it. They were really cute. They had a couple different colors.
I got the ones from Cracker Barrel, so they were, I don't know, they're just cute little fat owls.
I bought me some new shoes. I got my new shoes. And there's the
Oh,
Barkley. And they're sweet. And I love them. And they cost too much, but I'll keep them for like 2 years or more before I squish the insides of them to death.
no, you'll be burning those down in no time.
Oh, that might be all right if it don't get too cold too fast. Because once it gets cold, I don't go outside.
I know, you've got grandchildren to chase these days.
Yeah, I don't chase them much. They get away with a lot because they know I could never catch them if they ran. We have an agreement. Don't run. You know, if you run, I will catch you eventually because you'll get tired. And I have a golf cart.
That's funny.
Oh, Robert. Hi, Robert. And hi, Orla. Oh, Robert's singing
Hey,
happy birthday.
Robert.
Hey, thank you. Black garlic goes with brownies.
Black
Black
bean.
bean brownies. I've never
Mm-hmm.
had black bean brownies. How do you make
They're
those?
it's well, there's tons of recipes online about it. My sister makes them for me because she's good at baking and I'm not, but I'm good at cooking. Um, they are amazing, and you can't tell the difference between a black bean brownie and a regular brownie. She made them
Oh,
for her office, and they're all like, "Oh," because they know her as a health food nut. And they're like, you can make junk food and blah blah blah. And after they ate them, she said, "Oh, by the way, those were healthy."
Um,
And she's like, dietary fiber, blah blah blah. She told them all the stats for it, and she's like, "Yeah, I just all you people who make fun of my health food, you just had health food and you enjoyed it, bitches." Like, she
well, now
basically
I
just
want to know what does the black beans replace in the brownie recipe? Chocolate?
um I haven't made them myself, so I can't
Oh,
tell you.
okay.
But and there's tons of recipes for them. But I buy tons of black beans. My sister makes them, and they're just as gooey, chocolatey, and sugary, and lovely, and sweet, and satisfying as a regular brownie.
So I guess it's replacing the flour, maybe, or the carbs. Hell, I don't know. I don't
There's
know. I'm gonna
still
have to go
carbs
Google
in
it
it.
now.
It's
I'm
no
not right
carbs,
this
but
minute,
there's
but
protein and fiber in there.
well, Orla said something about black garlic, and number one, I did not know there was such a thing as black garlic, and I would not have expected to put that in brownies. But I have a thing for sweet and salty together or savory together, so that might actually be pretty good.
I do too. I like sweet and salty stuff.
Yeah,
Mm.
like chocolate covered pretzels are the bomb.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Chocolate covered pretzels are good, but when it's
Peanut
something
M&Ms.
is sweet, like pancake sweet, and then you put like sausage in it, ew. I don't like that.
Yeah.
I don't like. I'm a pancake purist, I guess. I like my pancakes just pancakes. I don't want fruit in them. I don't want chocolate chips in them. I don't want anything in it. I like to put stuff on them, but not in them.
I made some biscuits last week that had I put cheddar and I had cooked up and crumbled sausage, and I put the crumbled sausage and the cheddar in there, and it's baked. It was baked in the biscuit. It was good.
Where's
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Angie?
Nadine. I
Oh.
think Nadine has
I think
come.
Angie fell out.
Yeah, we lost Angie.
Yep.
Freaking fracking Reber
There
Snickers.
she is.
This
We
damn
lost
laptop.
you.
I touched my palm of my hand touched the mouse pad thing in the front of it, and it totally kicked me. I don't know where my mouth was, but it kicked me out.
Mm.
Continue. I was trying to give Nadine a hug in the chat, and that just. I was trying to hug you, but I don't have emojis, so there's your Nadine hug. Won't let me emoji from in here. I'm not gonna open the I'm not gonna open the YouTube thing because it sucks up my bandwidth. I don't want to be all robot-y and glitchy.
Oh, Robert's birthday is next week. Awesome! Happy birthday to you.
What? Happy birthday to you. We should have a party for Robert too.
I know it. Mine was yesterday, so I'm
Wow.
kind of joining in the birthday fun here.
That's right. We should have happy birthday to you and me. Happy birthday to you and me. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you and me. That was
Mine
good.
was
See,
just
now nobody else has to sing. I did it.
Mine was just about a couple weeks ago, the 26th.
Oh,
Thursday.
that's right.
Oh, I missed your birthday,
remember.
Doc. I'm so sorry.
No, you sent me like some kind of
Yeah,
card
I
or
know. I
something.
sent you the day after, which still I missed your
Oh,
birthday.
that's all
I'm
right.
sorry.
No, that's all right. You don't matter none.
My poor Nadine has got the snorkies.
Aw.
Oh,
Poor poo-poo. I would send you chicken soup. I swear by that stuff. I know it doesn't have any actual medicinal value, but it makes me feel better.
It's comfort food.
Placebo.
Oh, absolutely.
The placebo effect works even if you know it's placebo.
It does.
Oh, I need
Yeah.
to see what vegetables I have. I cooked chicken in my Instant Pot and made broth with it and all of that. I stuck it in the freezer because it was before we went to South Carolina, and got the broth out last night, so it is now thawed out. And so I need to find my veggies, and I think I'm throwing some noodles in there and have me some homemade chicken noodle soup.
That sounds divine.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only kind I like anyway. I don't care for the canned stuff.
You know, unless I'm just having a food emergency, like I just do not do canned soup, especially when I can make it myself and it's better.
Except clam chowder. I will buy that in a can because that's a pain in the butt to make.
I will use soup to cheat for other recipes like casseroles and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, the mushroom soup and the cream of chicken and all that. Yeah, for things like that. Yeah, I would use it for that. But just to eat it for soup, mm-mm.
Orla says there's some kitchen remedies that actually work. Only you have to cross-check into the grave thanks to the homeopathic shit bags. That's true. There are things that in nature that are good for you and can help you feel better, and that's a true thing. But those hucksters have kind of ruined it for everybody, you know?
Well, aspirin came from tree bark. So
Yeah.
they developed that. So, and like penicillin came from mold. So I'm thinking, yeah, there is some truth to all that, but exactly, you gotta weed out the hucksters.
Well, you got to find the real science. If there's not any, then don't believe when somebody tells you, "Oh, our new clinical study says this works." What the clinical studies? People think that's a thing. It's not.
They're clinical trials.
Yeah.
They're usually funded and have they last a long time so that they can test the medicine with the placebo with the whatever the control is on top of that. So it's a double-blind study.
Yeah. That's what the real thing is.
I'm gonna go to RN mode right now. Y'all get
Oh,
your
God.
shots. Okay, flu has come early. Don't wait. Don't procrastinate. Get your flu shot.
I have mine.
Very good.
Have mine.
And I would like to say that I finally am fully vaccinated. I had forgotten to get my CPAP for a long time. I wasn't keeping up with the last time I had a tetanus shot, and I think I have had pertussis, and that's pretty miserable. So, like recently, I got a shingle shot. I still need to get my flu shot, but I just got shingles, DTaP, and there was one more thing I got vaccinated for. Oh well, anyway. And so I do still need to get my flu shot, but I can get it tomorrow at work.
That's pretty good.
I know Marley's got a doctor's appointment next week, and she'll probably get hers then. Charlie's not due for her well child until November, so I may have to go ahead and bump her up and get her one now. But
Yeah.
if I protect them, I'm okay because I don't go anywhere.
Well, it's just really, I mean, I have a friend, we're about the same age. She already got the flu. I mean, it wasn't even October yet when she had a full-blown case of the flu. So it's like whatever's out there this year is nasty.
Oh, goodness.
That's what my sister said, and she works in a doctor's office.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, whatever's out there is really nasty.
I haven't had the flu since I was a kid, like teenager.
Knock on
I
wood.
haven't had mono.
I used to get bronchitis all the time, but I don't even get that so much.
Yeah.
Now it's just chronic smoker's
What
cough.
about you? What about you, Doc? Linda? Do you guys get sick a lot?
Less and less all the time. Anymore, I like have chronic issues, some sinus stuff, rhinitis, allergies to I don't know what, but so I pretty much always have a light sniffle. But anymore, if I get a cold, it just like aggravates those symptoms a little more. Like lately, I've been snottier, so I think I got a cold right now. But usually, in like 3 or 4 days, it's gone. So,
Oh, good.
I might have a significant illness 1 to 3 times a year, but other than that, it's mild colds.
And Nadine told us that she can't have the flu shot, so she needs others to protect her. And there are those among us that we need to protect. So
That's right.
What about you, Linda?
Well, I had the flu last year, but otherwise it's just like dog colds. Nothing much.
Nothing much. Yeah, people need to learn to stay home when they're sick. Don't go to the grocery store. Don't grab the basket. Don't ride the escalator at the mall. Don't put your hands on stuff. Stay the hell home if you're sick. Especially if you work in a restaurant business. I can't stand a snotty waitress. Oh! I mean, I understand you can't really miss work because you don't make any money. But oh my God, please don't come over to me going, no.
She'll get fired if she takes 6 days.
Yeah, it's
like it's not just I gotta fill my paycheck. It's if I don't show up, they're gonna get rid of me and replace me with someone who's gonna come to work sick.
Right?
Yep.
Bunch of typhoid Marys.
What about the overnight guy at a hotel?
Well, that's when you rub yourself against all their sheets.
Ugh.
There you go.
You
I
hold
do
up
have
the
to
pillow,
fold.
go into it, and then yeah,
I have a sniffle. Hold.
exactly. Now everyone's grossed out by me. Oh well.
That's
Bad.
okay. As long as they don't wipe their dick on the curtains, we're good, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
Oh,
Well, and I was gonna say, I've been at my job about a year and 2 months, just about, and I have missed 2 whole days. That was because of it was in the winter when I still had the Impala, and the snow was so deep. It was actually deeper than the space between my car and the road, and
Oh,
it was
wow.
literally impossible for me to get there.
right.
And at the same time, though, there was like 3 workers from the previous shift that were stuck at the hotel, so it all worked out really.
Yeah, definitely. But I don't do snow.
But I have not lost a day to sickness there. So
That's pretty good.
That's
not
really
that I
good.
haven't been sick.
Yeah,
I
I kind of wish we could do something.
I
Oh,
just
I've gone to work plenty of times sick because,
Mm.
Sister Bertha got to have her hair done before church on Sunday. So, but I have also gone to work wearing a mask and I, work gloves if necessary. Plus, like Rhonda can attest, you have to wash your hands or alcohol your hands or sanitize your hands like 500 times a day
Yep.
when you do people.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
I don't recall, but if I had a cold or something, I would put the mask on, mostly because I wasn't always able to wipe my nose. And I want to see anybody to see that. Ew. I'm sorry. At least I'm not breathing on you. Just be
Right.
glad I'm not breathing
I
on
wear
you.
a germ mask to the grocery store when I'm sick.
Yeah, I'm not
I've
above
had
wearing one of those when I'm sick.
employees comment to me like, "Why are you wearing that?" Because I'm sick. Really? Yeah. Well, that's so polite. Would you rather me breathe on you? I'm there for soup and something to drink and to go home and like fall into my bed. I'm not there to hi, would you like my germs?
You're right.
Hi, would you like this terrible infection I've got in my lungs? Yeah? Would you want to bring that home to your children? Aw, aren't you sweet?
I am glad they provide wipies and stuff at the front of the grocery store now for cleaning off your grocery cart handles. I'm not a germaphobe or anything because my house would be a lot cleaner if I was, but I do when I'm out in public, kind of like I'm very ew about stuff, so I tend to wipe.
I don't want to spread my illness if I have it. I think that's like awful because I've had friends, especially at college, I'd be like, hi, blah, blah, blah. And they'd be like, and it's like, can you keep that to yourself? Would you mind not touching anything I own? Thank you so much.
And of course, I always have a handful of alcohol swabs or the wipes that I use to clean my equipment handy for some reason. Don't know why I would do that, but it's like, and I'm not very tidy at home, but I can't stand the thought of like having other people's germs. It's like, I don't know. I'm used to my own stuff. Like Angie, like
Yeah.
you said, oh, if I was a germaphobe, I would be cleaner. Well, you're used to your own germs, and
Yeah.
yeah, introducing somebody else's, that's awful. And I usually never run fever when I get an infection, but when I've traveled and gotten ill, I have run fever. Like when I've been to Europe, I won't even be necessarily like super sick, but it has been that way that whatever it was I'm exposed to is not something my body's used to, and it's telling me.
Yeah. It's only 80 degrees here today, and it feels so good.
I've got my porch door open and the ceiling
Yeah,
going because the same thing here in Georgia.
yeah, we're finally getting a little bit of fall. Lasts about a week, then it'll get hot again, and then it'll get really cold all at once.
Just say you're supposed to get a cold snap sooner or later.
Yeah, it's supposed to cool off a little bit this weekend, but it won't last long. I've worn shorts to Thanksgiving dinner before.
Climate change.
Yeah, it's only steadily getting warmer, so I know last winter was wet. Winter's kind of the wet season for us. It just is. And it was really, really, really wet. Like just it rained it felt like every day that it rained. And that's not normal down here to have that much water. So yeah, it's really squeezing the air hard.
And I'm still kind of used to Texas weather because I spent all those years in Fort Worth. So Georgia summer hasn't bothered me yet.
Yeah.
It's more humid, but it's not quite as hot. It's, if it hits, it usually hits around 100, not 110, and then it's in the 90s to hundreds in low 100s in the summertime. And lately it's been in the upper 90s and everybody's complaining about it. And it's like, yeah, it's hot, but I don't know. I look at people and say, welcome to Texas.
Yeah, it just kind of is a thing. I think our max temperature this summer was 104, maybe something like that.
Ooh, that's better than normal.
Yeah. Oh, it's got, I remember back in, it was 81. And it was 115 or something here in the piney woods of East Texas. No, that's too hot.
This last year in 2018, when I went back to close out my apartment in Fort Worth and all of that, it was like 107 every day for the 2 weeks I was there. And I'm like, okay, I'm ready to go back to 90 degrees, 97 degrees.
95 is cool. It's freaking hot.
I know, right? I remember taking a selfie outside one time. I was with my friend Eric, and we were eating at some hipster little place in Fort Worth, and I thought, it's 90 degrees. It's cool enough for us to sit out on the patio.
Yeah, as long as there's shade, that's not too bad. Shade and a breeze, you'll be all right.
Exactly.
Bring your fan, keep sweating, you'll be okay.
Exactly.
I don't weather heat very well, so you're basically talking about the surface of the sun.
Ooh, what'd you say, honey? You're quiet. What happened?
I don't do hot weather very well, so what you're talking about is living on the surface of the sun.
Yeah, it's boil your brains hot around here most of the time.
Yeah, if it's over 60, I'm like, ooh, it's a little warm.
I don't do cold weather very well. It's like it hurts my bones.
My fingers turn white when it gets cold. My index finger and my middle finger they turn white, and I can't get any blood circulation in them at all.
Mm-hmm.
It hurts like hell. I can't stand it. I call it zombie finger because it's all numb. I'm like, zombie finger gonna get you. I have to run them under hot water for a while before the pink will come back to the fingers. Oh, it's just awful. Don't cold.
And Nadine in Canada says, God, I'm dying of the heat.
No, she's already practically winter up there. She's been down to 0, I think. Haven't you been down to freezing already? I think she said that the other day.
It's probably us talking about 100-degree weather. It's making her hot.
Fever, my dear.
Oh, I was going to ask Linda where she lives.
I live in Denmark.
You live in Denmark. Okay. So, wow. I'm imagining that's cold compared to what we're talking about here. Oh, to convert 104 is what Angie was talking about. That's around 40 degrees Celsius. So
That's pretty hot.
yeah.
You don't get that high temperatures here.
Wow. So
Do you get snow, Linda, in the winter?
Sometimes snow and sometimes it just rains. But that's Denmark.
Oh.
Rain.
And Nadine says it's 57 Fahrenheit. It's warm. And so that's going to be about 15 or I don't know. My conversion's not that good if it's not
20,
range.
20 something, 25 or so Celsius, right?
But she says, "Oh, I think I'm having a fever."
Yeah, she's really feeling bad.
Oh, Nadine, I'm sorry.
And it come on quick, too.
14 Celsius. Ah, I was close.
Okay.
So
I was when I'm thinking about it, I think to take away 32 because that's where their 0 is. That's how I do it in my head. And I'm usually kind of close, but not really.
well, there's another, I forget. I used to be able to do that. I spent 3 months in Europe a while back, and I was able to kind of hit it a little bit, and I got used to doing it in my head, and I can't remember how I did that. So
I usually just holler in the living room, "Hey, babe," because he can do it in his head. Meters, liters, Celsius, all of that. He could just like that.
Oh, fluid measure I can do in my head.
Yeah.
But temperature, not so much unless it's body temperature range.
Yeah, right. I still wear a watch with a second hand on it because my mother was a nurse my whole life and she always wore a watch with a second hand on it.
Yep.
And I was indoctrinated, I believe. So I still wear a watch. I have to have a second hand on my watch in case I need to time something, which I never ever do.
Hey, didn't you ever time races? I don't know. Did you grow up around a bunch of kids and 2 of them would run, and you ever time the race and see how long it took them or anything like that?
Yeah, I was probably not the kid on the playground watching the races. I was the one sitting under the tree drawing circles in the sand, being emo, and nobody wants to be my friend. And I think I want to eat some worms, and that's the kind of child I was. So,
I was the kid reading a book. But
yeah.
if I wanted to participate, I would be the one with the timer, not the one running the race.
I'll hold the flag.
Yep. There you go.
I used to run up and down the sidelines of my brother's soccer games with the little flags when the thing would go out. That's probably the most exercise or the closest I ever got to participating in sports.
I played the piccolo in the marching band.
Yes, marching band was exercise. I was the flute player too, so yeah, marching band was work.
Cool.
Especially when they started early before school started and you were marching out in the fields in the summer.
Yeah, they tried that crap with me, and then we're on the field. I've got a flag. Electrical storm starts brewing up, and I'm like, can we not do this with metal objects in our hands
Right?
in the middle of an open field during a lightning storm? And they're like, "Oh, you're just overreacting," and I'm like, I'm not suicidal," and I just walked off. It's like, can we
They
not?
usually let us go inside during bad weather, but the heat did not qualify as bad weather.
Nope. And sprinkles of rain didn't either. It had to be really thunderstorming.
Yeah. It was not uncommon for a tuba player or a drummer to just pass out in the middle of stuff, lugging around that heavy stuff. And they were not usually small people either. I mean, most of us in the band were not like, I didn't make the dance team because I was too chunky. I didn't pick for the part in the drama club because I was too chunky. But I could play the instrument and walk up and down the field, and I could be chunky and do it.
That's right. I was the piccolo soloist when we did E.T., some theme from E.T.
Oh, yes.
on the marching field. Yeah, we changed up our show once, and that was pretty fun. And so
We had a really cool band director. We got to play a lot of contemporary music. We did Little Red Corvette. We did I Can't Drive 55.
We did Go-Go's. We got the beat.
Yeah. We had he also liked marches because we were military style marching instead of corps style. And so we did a lot of Sousa marches and stuff like that with those piccolos way up there going.
Yep.
Those poor girls, their eyes will be bugging out. The cheeks are all flushed and stuff. I'm like, go, girl, go. I never could. I played the flute, but I couldn't get a good sound out of a piccolo because I would blow so hard I'd nearly pass out.
It's all in the lips.
Yeah, he wanted me to play the French horn too, and I couldn't do that because the
you gotta
thing made my eyes run, made my eyes water.
Mm-hmm. I played the saxophone for a minute, but I didn't keep up with that. So, but I still have a flute.
Yeah, I've got flute. I've got a bunch of instruments that I play with, but I don't really play well. So I have become as bad as my husband about collecting things I don't really play with. So.
I know I could so easily do that. There was a music store not too far from where I lived in Arlington. And I'm going to tell you what, if they had something come in used or on sale or something, I almost bought a bass clarinet. And yeah, I could have done something with it, but that was not my thing. So I talked myself out of that purchase.
Uh,
So
The more you buy, the more you have to dust. That's all I've got
That's
to tell
true.
you.
Well, I used to have all my instruments out where I could get to them. I used to have them in the other room in there. That was my music room, and I had the karaoke set up, and I had all the instruments out where I could get to them. And now it's the kids' room, and all the instruments are stuffed off in corners somewhere out of the way as much as possible, behind the door and things like that, in the closet.
What instruments do you play with?
Oh, I have some drums. I got a set of bongos. I got a really nice African djembe. I got a couple of cowbells. I have some light-up drumsticks, and I've got the flute. I've got 2 harmonicas. Any number of singer instruments. I call them tambourines, maracas, little egg shakery things, percussionary things that what's his name? Huh?
When I have a chance, what I use is a box of like Mike and Ike, the movie size ones for a shaker. That's a really good shaker.
Those are good. Cardboard is an awesome. We make them out of beans and beads and stuff with the toilet paper tubes.
Yep. There we go. That works.
Yeah.
Hey, Mr.
I've got a bass guitar. I got a mandolin. I've got a bunch of crap that I can't play. I really wanted to learn to play the bass. And so honey bought me a bass and an amp and all this stuff, and I sat down with it, and I can't squeeze hard enough. Like, I can't squeeze hard enough to make the string make the sound. And I cut my nails and everything. I was going to learn to do this, and I don't have enough strength in my left hand to put enough pressure on it, I guess. So I gave that one up. I said, okay, let me try this little mandolin. It's small. Maybe I can get a little more behind that. And I do okay with it. I know like 4 chords.
That's all you need. 4 chords. Yeah. That's it.
Ding 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 ding. That's kind of it.
That is all you need is 4 chords.
And the kids have ukuleles, and my husband has like 10 freaking guitars. of various age, value, and function, and
I have
we
an
like music.
I have an auto harp, and I can't quite figure out when to do that. You know, like change chords and stuff. And sometimes you want a chord that's not on the auto harp because it would be a really cool one,
Yeah,
and that kind of thing.
it is not there. Yeah, I haven't played an auto harp since elementary school, I think.
I know. I
Oh,
found one
oh.
on sale, so.
That's cool.
Mm-hmm. So
I need one of those.
I know, right? I need to get
I've
my
got a keyboard in there.
Hold on, I
But,
gotta answer the phone.
okay. I'm
So
sorry.
Mr. King says happy birthday. So
Oh, happy birthday to Kitty, too. Thank you, Kitty.
telling us happy birthday, I think.
Kitty's mama says, thank you.
Yeah. Oh, Mr. Shadow Kitty, see who's in my lap? This is Coco.
Oh, hi, Shadow Kitty.
Yes.
Mr. Shadow Kitty teaches piano? I didn't know that. Oh, I'd like to pick your brain.
I know, right? Me too.
I took piano when I was like 6, and that's when I first learned to read music and stuff like that. But I didn't stay in it very long. It was I was of the age of I'm not interested in practicing, but it was helpful when I got into band later that I already had some
Yeah.
musical knowledge, so I was able to just hop right in and start playing.
Well, I didn't take any piano lessons. I went to major in music. I had to pass a keyboard proficiency, and that's about all. My keyboard skills suck.
What's up, Faye?
I hate to do this. I have to quick run. I'll probably be home in the next 15 minutes. Karen called me. She needs a ride home from school.
Okay, no problem. We'll still
Okay.
be here. I plan on going till about, for at least another hour because I got to go get the bus by 4. But
I know. It's just teenager never calls and says pick me up, so I'm picking her up. I'll talk to you soon.
all right, be safe.
Bye.
Bye, sweetie.
Bye.
Oh, feel free to kick me if you want, but
Oh.
I'm gonna stay on.
Okay, cool. Good to know. I'd have been like, I thought she was leaving.
I'm back.
Where did you go?
I was out with the dogs.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
you're so
Didn't-
quiet. I didn't even know you went,
Didn't
Linda.
They needed to pee. I wrote it in the private chat.
Oh, see, I'm not paying attention to the private chat. I'm looking. I didn't even see it. Okay. I forget to click over to the private chat. I forget there even is a private chat. Which is weird because when I first started using this, that's all there was.
Hmm?
They've upgraded it several times since I first started using the StreamYard. When I first started using it, all you had was private comments. You had to pop out the YouTube chat to be able to see the side chat. And now they put this in here. They've done a lot of upgrades to it. I've been told that they're probably going to start charging for it for the free version.
Yeah.
If it's not as much as what they were charging originally for the whatever upgraded version, I'll probably be able to handle that at some point. But I don't know. I may have to go find something else that's free because I don't know. Nadine wants me to learn OBS, and I can't. It's too hard.
Mm.
Oh yeah, I guess I could do that.
OBS just does not work with the Mac.
Oh. I don't know. I got it to recognize my camera, and that's about it.
I'm just using the camera in my computer, so nothing fancy here. Although the other thing I'm interested in, I would love to learn is some photography and things like that, and to learn how to edit photos a little more. I think that would be fun. I can only work what's on the iPhone right now.
I'm still trying to learn to edit videos, working on music, that kind of stuff. I'm supposed to be helping Art Against Ignorance write a song, but I've been several days busy and not able to touch it. So it's some work I need to get done that I haven't done.
What's your subject for your song?
My subject for your song is to tell people that they're not broken, they're not born in sin, they're not in need of saving.
Oh, okay. And see, I'm the person that walks around bursting into song at any time. So you're
Yeah.
not broken, you were not born in sin. You're not broken, you were not born in sin. Who told you that? And they told you a lie. You're not broken and you're not born in sin. Boom.
Yeah, I'm one of those people who blurts out little song lyrics at any given time. There's a lyric for every situation. I firmly believe it. And if something really interesting happens, I'll just like you. I just bust into my own words to whatever melody pops in my head, and the kids think I'm strange, and that's okay.
It's like, oh, well, it is what it is. My niece and my nephew, my sister's kids are like that. So they don't think I'm strange at all. And they're just like, oh, they think I'm normal. So, in fact, I wrote a little bitty thing for my nephew Hudson because he does this very same thing. And so I said to my sister, I said, oh, I wrote a song for Hudson. It goes, life is a musical, life is a musical, life is a musical, sing and dance. Life is a musical, life is a musical, life is a musical, prance, prance, prance. And all I can think of now is, when you know the notes to sing, you can sing most anything. To borrow from Rodgers and Hammerstein.
Yes.
But I forgot what my lyrics were there. Anyway.
That was nice. I liked it. Original. I've always been ham.
I think Coco enjoyed it. He's sitting here purring away in my lap.
He looks very content.
Yep, he is.
Hi, Tony. Thank you.
That time.
Granny's a year older. So tomorrow there will be a new Ask Granny because somebody sent me some questions, so I get to keep doing it. And that's way easier than having to think of content for myself. So I appreciate that, guys. I really, really do.
Cool.
So, Doc is all muted over there. It's so quiet.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Don't fall asleep.
Ooh.
And I thought say something, and then I don't know, maybe not.
Okay.
I was actually just going to say that my birthday was the 15th anniversary of my 30th.
That would make you like, oh, no.
Yep, 45.
That's why you're just a youngin'.
Just a baby.
It seems kind of old to me.
Well, I reckon so. It's older than you've ever been, right?
Yeah.
So.
Although I am the youngest of 4 siblings, and to this day my mother still calls me her baby.
You're the baby. Gotta love you.
I prefer the term veteran child.
Oh, goodness. I am my mother's oldest child, and my brother is 45. But he loves telling everybody I'm his much older sister. We'll let these people decide who looks older. And they look at him, and they look at me, and they look at him like, oh, maybe he's older. And I say, okay.
Yeah, I like to tell my sister, "Happy birthday! I'll always be younger than you." Thank you, Tony. It's my spray paint. Bye, Mr. Shadow Kitty. Thank you for stopping by to tell me happy birthday. I appreciate that.
Oh, bye, Mr. Shadow.
Bye.
See you later.
Bye. Oh my goodness. Oh, dead air.
Dead air, dead air. Dead air. I can't sing that low.
I like to play the piano. I like to play with the piano. I can play it a little.
Yep.
The little board that I got in there is cool because I can set up the left hand to just one finger chord it and
Oh, nice.
do the melody thing. So that's always fun. My dad, we always had music in my house. Always. I mean,
That's cool.
we had television, but we rarely watched it. Like we got to watch an hour or two after school, maybe, or on Saturday morning cartoons, and then Mom watched her news and whatever. And all the other times the stereo was on. So
Right.
in the car the radio was on. In the RV the 8-track player was playing. And
Yep. Yep. That's the same at our house. I mean, we watch TV. I mean, but we listen to a lot of music. I mean, just hours and hours more music, I think, than watching television.
I think it's better for your brain.
I think so too.
That's not a scientific observation, though. That's just my opinion.
Well, I think there are studies out there that I've seen, so maybe I'll look it up and we can chat about it some other time. And then, we might have something to chat about on air to do with that.
That would be cool.
Yeah,
I think they should study effects of music on people even more than they already have, because it's like knowing another language. It's like if there was a God, it would be music,
Yes, because it's understandable in all languages.
In any language, it can cause emotional responses.
Yep.
It's just, that's just my thing. If there was a God, it would be music. Music and math. Which music is mathematical, so there's that.
I can do the math in chemistry. I can do the math in music. I have a hard time doing math in math class unless they're talking about something concrete. If they're talking about concrete things, it's like, I don't quite get that.
Yeah, if I can apply it to something, math is not hard, but to do 14 dozen pages of just problems listed on a page is just not.
It's difficult. Yeah.
Yeah, I still count on my fingers. I won't lie. For simple addition, it's like, oh, I need one. Oh, yeah, okay,
I still get simple stuff wrong all the time, and then I do it again. It's like, oh. So
I'm doing better now that I'm having to. We're passing kindergarten and third grade right now, so
very
Grandpa,
good.
Grandpa and I feel much smarter. Getting our basics back.
Oh, there you go. It's been a minute. We probably need to have it repeated.
Yeah. Oh my God, Robert! I can't believe you said that, because I was just sitting a few minutes ago alone, and I was thinking, I can't believe I'm 53. Like, I just don't feel 53 in my head. My body does, just absolutely, but my head is not. I thought I would think differently. I try to imagine being younger and thinking about what I was going to be like when I was older. I just thought I would think differently than I do now. It's very strange. I don't feel 50 anything. He said 19. Yeah, that's probably a pretty close estimate. Does that mean I'm going into my second childhood? Because that would be fun. That I could do. Yeah.
I know. I mean, I just turned 51, and I still feel like my brain thinks I'm 25.
Yeah, like I still like the same stuff. I went to the rock concert and I enjoyed it, but I had to leave early because my feet hurt. because the children were falling asleep on the concrete, so it was time to go, and it was great fun, and I'm glad I got to see him before one of us croaked. You know, the singer, I was glad I got to see him before one of us croaked because that's coming up.
Who was the singer?
Brett Michaels,
Oh, okay.
Poison.
Ooh.
So pretty, and he looked at me with those eyes, those blue eyes. He's so pretty. But I think I figured out that the hair in the bandana that he wears is a piece. It's a piece. It's a wig. That was not either that or he's got some extensions or something going on there. Because they were doing close-up shots with the camera. It's like, that's not hair. What is that? So it's the first time I'd ever seen him close up for real, But that's okay. I don't mind. That's why those things exist.
Most people that get dreads, what they have braided in is not real hair. So
Yeah. I got braids one time, long, cornrowed braids, long, whatever, and they had to add artificial hair because the girl just flat out told me, she's like, honey, white girl hair ain't gonna do this.
yes.
Hair is too thin. It's not. All we're gonna do is break it off if we try to do this to your hair. So I had to go buy hair that they could add into it to do the braids, and I wore them for about 2 weeks. But they drove me crazy. They bugged me so bad because they
wanting to just scratch the whole time.
Yeah, because they'd itch, and my hair, it was pretty long, and so every time one of them would touch my body, they were kind of stiff, so it would move here when it like something was crawling, and you can't scratch. There's no scratching when you have these things. Also, I was walking around doing this all the time, like pecking on my head. People thought I had
I've seen people do that and then just flat hand, just pat like that as well.
Yeah, that I've seen them do that, but I would just like I was picking at it, and so after about 2 weeks, I was like, I can't take it anymore. I don't care how much I paid for them; they've got to come out. I can't stand it anymore. I don't know how they wear them all the time. Like I could not. I could not. It was fun. I have a picture somewhere.
Oh, you should post it. Put it up on Twitter.
It's hidden. It's in one of my old hard drives because it's such an old picture. It's like 17, 18 years old picture.
Oh, okay.
Way back.
Cool.
I've been through probably 3 computers or more since then. I'm hard on machinery. I was always hard on my vehicles. My dad always said, I feel sorry for every car you ever own.
I'm a little bit hard on cars as well.
I had to ride in the back seat of my car to go visit family this past weekend. I haven't been in the back seat in like forever. And I'm looking around going, oh my God, we need to have this thing detailed. It's nutty back here. All the, crumbly bits in the seat. And it's like, what is this? Have y'all been throwing boogers on the ceiling? What is that? No clue what that is, but there's something up there. And I was like, how did I not notice this before?
Well, I am, I don't know. I was a home health nurse. I mean, I still am, but I work in the office now. So my car always looks like the pit on the inside anyway. And then this past week, I had an occasion to go visit my best friend at her mother's house. And she lives out on a dirt road out in the country. And so now the outside looks as bad as the inside.
I do better at keeping this one clean than anyone I ever have, but it's the first ever new car, and it's like 4 years old now. But so it's already got issues. It's got a ding here and there, and it's got one of the plastic bumper thingies in the front is pulled loose a little where I hit a raccoon. It knocked it loose. I felt really bad, but damn you, raccoon, you tore my car. Yeah, because I smoke in the car. It's icky. It's really gross. To what?
I said you can't even say it was a deer. It was a raccoon.
No, it was a raccoon. I have hit a deer before, but I was driving a gigantic van at the time. So
That's funny.
I won. The deer lost,
Oh yeah. Robert X says, I remember we built an army tank when I was 12. It was made of wood only. Problem, it was so heavy that we couldn't move it.
That sounds like something you would do, Robert. Forethought now. Oh, come on. Even a 12-year-old. Scale 1 to 1. Well, no wonder you couldn't move it.
You should have made pedals in it that you could at least pedal the wheels so that they could go, but then there's no way to put brakes on that either. So.
Right. I had a go-kart when I was a kid. I had a go-kart when I was a kid. That's why I'm a lead foot now. Because it was, you either go or you stop. It had a brake, but you didn't really use it a whole lot unless you had to stop really fast. It was just, give it gas or take off the gas. And so everywhere I went was like foot to the floor. I'm like 10, 11, 12 years old, riding all over the neighborhood in my little go-kart. So that's why I drive too fast now.
I still drive too fast, even over 50. It's like I got a speeding ticket. Oh, the last time I went through Alabama, it's like the whole state is nothing but a freaking speed trap.
Yeah.
I am not living on Alabama for any reason.
No.
So, yeah, Tennessee, I got stopped and the dude was looking at my car and he's like, "What do you do for a living?" And I told him I was a home health nurse, and he said, "Well, I'm not going to give you a ticket because you never know when, you're going to be the person that I'm going to need for blah, 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 but you need to slow down." And then somewhere else here locally, I got stopped one time and they were like, "You really need to slow down." Alabama, no, they just wrote me a damn ticket.
I've only been pulled over a couple of times in my own vehicle. Every time I get a ticket, I have yet to be able to get out of a ticket. Now, if I'm driving my husband's pickup truck, I will not get a ticket.
Wow.
How weird is that?
That is weird. And in Texas,
Isn't that weird?
I never got out of a ticket in Texas. Those, especially Arlington, Fort Worth, no, they'll just write your ticket. They don't care if you're dressed fully in scrubs and ready to go and blah, blah, blah. They'll take extra long and they will lecture you as they hand you the ticket.
Yeah.
So even the state patrol dude, it's like, dude, your coworker so-and-so just came over and ate Thanksgiving dinner with us and blah, blah, blah. And I'm delivering turkey dinners to this person and blah, blah, blah. No, still write me a ticket. It's like, dude, seriously.
The last ticket I got was written by a police officer who later was arrested and convicted for selling weapons to illegal aliens in our area. And I kept thinking, dang, can I get my fine back? That's going to make me pay money. I had to do a defensive driving course to keep this from costing me an arm and a leg,
I haven't figured out how to do that here since I've been back in Georgia.
Just do it online.
No, but I mean how it affects your insurance driving record and all that. If it's worth it, I'll do it. If it ain't worth it, then it's like whatever.
You call your insurance company, they'll tell you.
Mm-hmm. I will do that.
I got the gecko.
Gecko.
I got the gecko. I like the gecko. Gecko treats me good. So.
Oh, good. So yeah, I'm gonna have to go shopping for car insurance. So. Because mine's ridiculous.
Is it?
Yeah. Well, I drove a company car for a while and I kept a different kind of auto policy, or I forget what it was, but they treated me like I had been without insurance. So now I'm treated like a relatively new driver, even though I've never been uninsured in my life. But yeah, so it's like,
that's weird.
I know. Weird. I don't know. Weird stuff. But anyway, but yeah, so since I used the company car 100% of the time and they paid the insurance and I didn't get credit for having car insurance.
Oh, there, that's, yeah.
So,
Yes, Robert, wheels would have made it easier for sure.
right?
Even the Egyptians figured that one out.
Yes, ancient alien, what is it?
Aliens was aliens.
Astronaut, ancient alien astronauts, and all that. You know, the dude with the wild hair.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
I think I watched that a couple times when it first came on, and it was just so hokey. I was like, you gotta be kidding me.
Yep.
I mean, there's, I can't say that that's not true, that we were not seeded from some alien race. There's no way to say that's not what happened, any more than to say that, you know, oh my gosh. But still, the way they present it, and I got so mad because I loved the History Channel. I loved it. It was one of my favorite channels, and they have ruined it.
Stuff that was like for real, and then when they put stupid
Yes.
stuff like that on, you're like, ah.
Yes, because I sucked at history in school because it was so boring. I didn't care how they it was presented poorly, and I was like, God, why am I even here? A bunch of dead people and a bunch of dates. I don't care. But History Channel was awesome.
Well,
And now they've just ruined it. It's just stupid crap.
And I just was listening to a podcast yesterday, Here and How, and they were talking about the use of virtual reality as a way to learn history, or to learn, like for doctors, like surgeons, to learn surgery, different stuff like that. And I thought, wow, because in virtual reality they could actually figure out, like how to put you in a historical scenario so that you experience that rather than just learning something off of the page. And I think that would be very interesting.
Yeah, we're getting closer and closer to a holodeck, aren't we?
Holodeck.
Yeah, in Star Trek where they go in the big room and then it's the holograms and can make them in whatever scenario the program is designed to do.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I want one of those.
I know, that would be so amazing.
What'd you say, Doc? I'm sorry.
I was just saying, indeed, yeah, we are getting close.
I still haven't even tried VR yet, though. I need to try that.
The VR tech is getting better. Unfortunately, the light source in the gizmo that goes on your eyes is getting closer. They got the VR thing for your smartphone. So like you can do VR stuff and you can mount it in the glasses. I tried that and I can't do it. I am light sensitive in the eyes.
Oh,
and
okay.
I can't have a light source, like an inch away from my eyeballs.
Yeah.
It was excruciating.
I would imagine so.
It's like, man, this sucks because it's
the
cool,
goggle things.
But it's like it hurts.
Yeah, that sounds like it would be odd to me too to have it like right there. But I've seen the goggle thingies.
And I can see, I can see every pixel, and it was just not a good experience. But I'm weird.
Well, we love you anyway.
Reality either, and I'd be very interested to do that, especially if it was something that wasn't a video game, because I don't know.
Yeah.
The video game I cared about was the original Pac-Man when it came out in 1981, 2, 3, whatever it was. After that, I don't really care. Been there, done that, played a video game, figured out a pattern how to beat the little ghosty thingies, and it's like, okay, that's all there is to that. Whatever.
Right. Yeah, I miss retro
I'm a gamer.
games.
I live in fantasy games.
Do you?
My ones I really get into are the role playing style ones for the most part.
Okay.
Sometimes some cinematic ones, especially actually made after movies. action-y games, but I hate first-person shooters. I absolutely hate sports games because I freaking hate sports.
I do too.
Oh, I hate sports. Hate them. The closest thing to a sport I started getting into recently was Ninja Warrior, where it's pretty much a person going on this ridiculous physical obstacle that is extremely difficult. I started getting into that.
Yeah, that's about as sportsy as I can stand too. Pretty much. I'm a full blown sports widow. My husband will watch any sport, anytime, anywhere, on any TV for any amount of time, and I hate them all. I hate them all. Yeah. They're all overpaid, bunch of whiny babies. Oh, my toe hurts. I can't play. Really? Go sit your $7 million ass down.
And are you against use of the F word?
Me, no.
On your current stream?
Oh, no, I drop F-bombs all the time.
So how about golf? Golf is like watching flies fuck.
I have to agree with you there. And he's into golf.
Boring thing.
Hi, Stags. Woo, Stags came to see me. Hi, honey. That's a rare sighting. He's another one of our internet Sasquatches. I don't see him in my chat very much. It's a stag sighting.
Stag. And Robert says, if I was rich, I would build a house that would look like parts of the Enterprise.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, I totally would too.
If they worked, like if you could really beam up and come down and that.
Yes, and food replicators, so I don't have to cook anymore.
Right? That'd be totally about that.
But if you had plenty of money, you could put all kinds of functional gizmos that look like Star Trek stuff. Your microwave can look like a replicator. You know.
Oh, okay.
And you can have functioning buttons on every panel.
Yeah, but I really want it to just do everything for me. I got a robot vacuum cleaner, and it has changed my life.
Oh, we got Bimil's about it. Hey.
Thank you. Thank you. Getting older. I'm just so happy I didn't do anything dumb enough this year to get myself killed. That's why I celebrate my birthday every year. Yay! I didn't fuck up so bad. I'm dead. Yes.
I had the best birthday this year. Seriously, I mean, and I come from a real religious family, and we went to my brother's house over in South Carolina, and we. My nephew's birthday was Sunday. Mine was yesterday, and anyway, but we had. My brother's got 5 kids. They were all there. My mom was there. And then it's my dad's family that lives in South Carolina. Well, they were like, I texted one of my cousins and I said, hey, I'm here. I'm at Joey's. We're doing this tomorrow if you want to come. Well, that one text, and I am not being hyperbolic when I say that one text turned into 20 more people coming, which meant all of my aunts and uncles that were in the state of South Carolina, and a few more cousins, and then there was grandchildren, and I can't keep up with all that. I can hardly keep up with their kids, and much less their grandkids. But
right.
What we did, and we had the best time. We laughed, and we laughed and laughed and laughed. We remembered stuff, and it was really fun. And then that family is okay. So that is my dad, my stepdad, but. Anyway, he's not a good person, but he is the person in my family pictures. And then this past year, I was found on Ancestry.com by people who didn't know I existed. And it was quite a shock to my cousin Tina when she went to her profile and I showed up as her closest blood relative in the database, and she had no idea who I was.
Wow.
So my life has been an adventure this year. So I met her. She actually lives locally to me, which we had no idea at the time. So she lives about 5 miles from where I work. And then I was able to meet my older sister and was able to go to Tennessee and see the old home place and meet some cousins that were there. And I just had a ball getting to know them.
It sounds like it. That's awesome too. They all turned out for Rhonda.
They
Whoop,
all the girls did. The girls all turned out for me. My male cousins have not, and my father has not, and my uncle has not. But all the girls have. It's a little girl power thing going.
Good. Good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, you'll win the fellers over eventually. And if they've not, that's their loss.
They're a lot.
That's the way I look at it.
And what was funny is that I was only going to tell one of them because, I mean, if you understand how large families work, okay, well, I have an aunt and an uncle that are 58 and 59. So they babysat me when I was little because they were big kids when I was a little kid, right? And anyway, so I was just going to tell Marsh, and then I don't know. You can't whisper that stuff without somebody's ear. You can see when their ears are perking up and when the hair's standing up on the back of their neck. So you might as well tell them all. And so I just went around one by one, and they're like, "How in the world does that work?" So I pulled out and okay, these are Mennonite people who are not tech savvy for the most part.
Right.
So anyway, so I pull up my phone and I pull up my Ancestry profile. I pull it out and I say, "You see this first name? The first name is my uncle's daughter, the one that they know. They know that person. They know who that is when I say it's so-and-so's daughter." And then I said, "This person was a complete stranger to me. I figured, I had relatives out there, and I ignored her for 3 years because I'm like, I don't want to talk to her. She's just one of them so-and-so family members." And I'm like, yeah, they just want to know. They're curious because they don't know who I am. And I'm like, I don't know if I want to entertain them or not because I've tried that 3 times and got shut out 3 times.
Yeah.
So, but 3 years later, she messaged me again, and it just worked out that we ended up meeting up because, the more I typed to her, messaged her, I was really ready to tell her to go piss off, but she actually was wanting to meet me, so that I thought was a big deal.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, so it was fun, and so it's been emotional. It's been fun. It's been, I don't know, life-changing, mostly in a good way.
Oh, hi, Randy. Thank you for the happy birthday. Oh, he's October baby too. October babies rock.
October babies rock.
Yep. Rhonda's birthday was yesterday. So yeah, we're all celebrating. Just chatting and hanging out.
September babies suck.
They do. No, they don't.
They don't.
They're just not quite as awesome as October babies.
Right.
Well, what's so special about September anyway?
Oh, do you remember the 21st night of September? There's a whole song about it, dude.
That's funny.
October only gets mentioned once, I think, in a song.
Isn't that Captain and Tennille?
No, that's Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Oh, okay, sorry.
But we have Halloween at the end.
Yes, we have Halloween, and that's what makes it all good.
And
Yeah, see?
You're back to school month, so you got a little taintedness there from that. No, except my kids went back to school in August this year, so you can't even claim September is back to school month anymore.
Linda says her birthday. Oh, I'm sorry. Linda says her birthday is in 2 months and 5 days, so we'll count down.
Yay!
Sorry.
Yeah, in my school growing up, it was August because they were very strict about starting you in kindergarten at 5 years old. So I more or less had to wait a year, depending on how you look at it. But I started at 5 and was turned 6 about a month after I started. So
Mhm.
Yeah.
I was
me
always
too.
like a little older than the other kids, just a little bit.
Yeah, it was okay too. Once I got into high school, then I was the first one to get a driver's license. I was the first one to get a car, so everybody wanted to hang out with me then. Like, Angie's got a car, we can go out to campus for lunch. Pack like 15 people in my little hatchback, squish them in there like clowns. Go to Taco Bell.
But Millsabub says it's not my fault that my parents got born in January instead of February.
Yeah, I like to claim that I was a Valentine's Day baby. I was conceived on Valentine's Day. That's what I tell myself. And then I will say my
Uh,
mother told me that I was the only child that they planned to have. And I'm thinking, yeah, how'd that work out for you? Name me Angel. Are you kidding me? You should have known better than that. I got a picture of me when I'm like 5 years old. It's Halloween, and I'm head to toe dressed as a devil, going "Roar!" Y'all should have seen it coming, man. You should have seen it coming.
That's funny.
what about me?
Yeah, the bean can.
My real first name is Michael, so I was named after an archangel.
My name is Michael. I got a nickel.
I got a nickel. I've got a nickel, shiny and new.
I got serious.
I rowed the boat ashore. Oh.
Staggerson says his parents had sex only once and neither one of them ever had sex again.
Is that what they consider when they made you? They broke the mold. Stags? One of a kind, man.
Well, I am too. There's not another one of me, and never mind, I have 4 siblings. So I'm the only combination of my 2 parents.
Okay. I have an older sister, had a younger brother who passed when he was 12, and I was the middle child, so I've just been the demon seed from day one. It's just like there was no chance I was coming out normal at all.
Well, there you go. So,
Both
yeah.
of my siblings were perfect people, so I had to be the opposite of that,
There you go. That's the only way to be. I know. In the house I grew up in, I was the oldest of 3. So my mom got married to her next door neighbor when I was 6 months old because back then the pressure was on if you weren't married and you had a kid. So I have a brother and a sister that way, and I have an older sister with a different mother. So I'm one of a kind. So, but yeah. And there is, my poor sister, since we were only 1 year apart in school, the teachers would come behind and say, do you do this like Rhonda does? Do you do that like Rhonda does? She's so smart. She's so this. My sister was so sick of being the middle child and right behind me. It was not even funny.
Oh my God, they did that to me too. Oh, I hope you're like your sister. And I just look and go, I'm not. I'm not. I promise I'm not.
So now, when we get together, the last time the 3 of us were together, she's like, well, I'm the middle child. I'm tired of being in the middle. I'm going to stand out here in front. And we said, you go, girl. My brother and I both did. And so she did. And we just doted on her and said, that's right. You just do it. She's like, maybe I shouldn't have stood in there. I need to, of course, complaining about the things we always complain about ourselves, our figures and such.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I've got some lifestyle changes I need to make in order to continue to be a good parent to these grandchildren.
Yep.
Faye wants me to do it on YouTube where everybody can watch, and I'm just like, I don't know about that. I'm not sure about that.
Well, What are you going to quit smoking, or are you going to do some other?
That's one of the things that really needs to happen, and some getting off my hiney and moving around a little more and that sort of thing. So some learning to cook differently. You know, put the butter away, and let's use this instead. You know.
I should do that as well. So but
It's so hard.
I know I've gone up a few pounds in the last few months, and so it's like today is the last day of my vacation, because otherwise I would be at I would still be at work at this time of day.
Oh.
Yeah, so I thought, well, okay, so tomorrow is a new day, new leaf, new this, new that. So
I didn't say I was going to quit smoking that. I'm talking about tobacco, the really bad stuff, the really, really bad stuff.
that's right.
I need to quit too.
Yeah, there's other ways to consume the other stuff too.
Yeah, there's lots of other ways I can do that. I really just need to stop smoking, inhaling things that are bad for me. So, but I'm still just trying to hold out till it's legal in my state. And, you know, then it'll be easier. It's coming. It's gonna happen. It's coming.
Well, I'm ready for it to happen here as well, because I don't know. I want to try that, and I never have. So
some people like it, some people don't. It's what keeps me from being manic. And it makes me not care that I have pain. It just, you know, it doesn't necessarily make the pain go away. It just makes me not give a shit about it. Like, oh, well, it hurts. I still got to do this. Oh, well, it hurts. I still got to do that, you know. But it keeps me from the roller coaster.
Yeah.
It keeps me nice and like this. So.
Good.
And I don't get high. I can't even remember the last time I was high. I maintain. That's what I'm doing. I'm maintaining an even.
Sounds like you're treating some anxiety or some such.
Maybe. I don't know. I don't doctor, so.
Oh, okay.
I have never and probably will never have insurance until I reach the age of, you know, Medicare or whatever, unless they do something in this country. So I have no way to go to the doctor. I could go, you know, spend $150 for a doctor's office visit, and then they're going to want to do this test, and they're going to want to do that scan, and they're going to want to do this, and I can't afford any of that. And if they found something, God forbid, there was a cancer or something that needed treatment, I couldn't afford that either. So then I would know I was dying instead of just blissfully unaware.
Well, I understand. I get it, because, well, right now I work for a home health that's a national chain, so now I have corporate benefits. But
yeah,
when I had a smaller mom and pop, the insurance wasn't that good, so I really couldn't afford to do anything but get my teeth cleaned and whatever was covered under preventative, and that was it. So I don't know, what can I say? I've had to self-medicate about a lot of things. Let's see.
Yeah, Mark, once I go and find out what's wrong with me, then I have to treat whatever's wrong with me, and I don't have the money for that. So
right.
I self-medicate. I did it with alcohol for not many years. For a few years I did it with alcohol, but I don't really drink much anymore. If I go to karaoke night, I can have a couple cocktails to get a little lubricated, and then I'm singing and happy, but okay to drive home and things like that. So I can't drink like I used to. It hurts.
I don't drink very often myself. Once, maybe every 1 to 3 years, generally.
Wow, yeah.
I'll decide to get drunk, but I pay such a price for it. So, you know, when I do it, I'll wait until I forget how bad it was. I'll be like, yeah, I feel like getting drunk. And then when it's all over, I'm like, oh, I remember why I didn't do it for 3 years.
Yeah. I'm kind of obnoxious when I'm drunk. I get just to where I don't know how to shut up and just say absurd and stupid ridiculous, silly,
I,
blah 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 blah
my
blah 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 blah.
really
I'm like that too. Or I'll get philosophical and get
And
into
I
really
love
deep
everybody.
conversation.
I love you, man.
I get that way sometimes too, but I love you. I love you drunks.
I love you all. I'm not above crying when I'm drunk.
What sucks is working at a hotel with a guest who decides to stay up drunk all night
Ooh, no.
long and not sleep in his bed
Oh no.
and bother me all the time.
Go away, bad dog.
exactly.
Come over here, come over here, come over here. Okay. And you gotta,
Mark, I
you gotta
like-
listen to him.
I can handle a drink or
Sucks.
two, but I don't like to get drunk anymore. I can't. It is so painful, and I suffer for several days after in my stomach and stuff. Like it tears my guts up because I can't really drink anything but liquor. Like I can drink whiskey, I can drink rum. That's about it. I can't drink wine. It gives me a headache. I hate beer. Beer makes me want to throw up. No tequila. Tequila is a no. This girl is not allowed to have tequila anymore because it makes me crazy and do stupid ass crazy shit. Like want to beat people up and stuff. And I'm a pacifist. I don't hit people. Like, what the hell? So no cactus juice for the diva ever. So yeah, I can drink. I usually get a little bit of bourbon or a little, some Captain Morgan in my Coke or something. I'm good to go.
Yep, I like that. And there's some kind of 12-year-old scotch that's cheaper to buy the little bitty shot things than it is to buy a bottle of it. And and I've been drinking that lately. But yep.
Well, if I buy a bottle, I mean that bottle will last me 3-4 months, at least. And I don't buy big bottles. I buy we used to call it a fifth.
Yeah. And see, my thing is if I think it tastes good, I will drink it too much too fast. And so it's not even that I just am so hung up on the being drunk thing. It's like, ooh, this is yummy. I'm going to drink more. Ooh, this is yummy. I'm going to drink some more.
I'm that way too. There is one drink I cannot have. Captain Morgan. Now, I love Captain Morgan and Dr. Pepper. It's a tasty drink. It's awesome.
Yes.
That sounds good.
But I've done it 3 times, and every time, like any alcoholic beverage or getting drunk, can trigger like a bad depression.
Yeah.
Or a depression episode. But it usually doesn't happen like that for me. Usually, but 3 times I've done Captain Morgan and Dr. Pepper and loved drinking it, but I always end up getting into a sloppy, teary, nasty, horrible, self-loathing depression episode that is just awful. 3 times I've done it, and it's done the same thing every time.
Yeah, that's what tequila does.
I was just like, nope, no more Captain Morgan for me. Can't do it. It's just... It's like the bad trip of alcohol.
Oh man!
Or drunkenness.
No.
It's like the alcohol equivalent of a bad trip to me.
That's awful.
Well, especially, how long does your depression last then? Long after the alcohol, or just? I mean, you're just miserable.
Mostly just I might start getting a buzz and even start feeling good for a little while, but. Just after that, the majority of the drunkenness is just, I just tank. At a certain point, I'll just be like,
yeah,
and it'll more or less end when I crash and wake up with a horrible hangover. But then I'll be miserable because I have a hangover, but. It's not quite the same. So once the alcohol is over, the depression is over. I don't understand why Captain Morgan specifically does that.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's weird.
I don't
I like
understand why
Captain
it would do
Morgan.
that.
I
Why
like
would it be
Captain
different?
Morgan, but I buy Admiral Nelson, which
Yeah.
is the cheaper version. I wonder if it's got something in it. I don't know. Don't try
I
it.
don't know.
It's not worth
I
it.
haven't
It's not
tried
worth
that
it.
yet. I thought about
Don't
it.
try it. It's not worth the trouble.
It's
Oh,
not
okay.
worth trying to figure that out. Mm-mm.
Yeah, I think Linda's a beer girl. You're a beer girl, aren't you, Linda?
Yeah.
I thought so. What kind of beer you like?
Ooh. All sorts of beer.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't really have a favorite brand, I guess. Oh yes, I do. I like Grimbergen.
Oh, I don't even know what that is.
It's a Belgian beer.
Oh, okay. Sounds exotic.
And you can get it in 4 versions. So you have the non-filtered, the blonde, the black, no, the brown one, and then they made an Indian pale ale.
Oh, bye, Randy. Back to standing, making more dust. Thank you for stopping by to say happy birthday. Hope you know there's basically the same amount of alcohol in a beer as in a shot of liquor, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's just a lot more water. Makes you have to pee more.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The non-filter? No, not non-filter. Unfiltered.
Unfiltered.
Well, I got about 15 more minutes, y'all, before I have to go and catch the school bus. So, I know that Linda's possibly getting ready to start a channel. Maybe. She's thinking about it. Y'all encourage her to find something that she wants to share with the world. Rhonda, do you have a channel or?
I do, but I took all my content down. So.
Oh, why?
Yeah. Well, I don't really know how to do that very well. So, I mean, it was like just not, I mean, the live streams were fun. Because,
Yeah.
Everybody that I hang out with is kind of fun. But it's like, I tried talking about religion and how much I don't like it. And I mean, there's only so many times you can play a clip and say, well, that's bullshit. Well, that's bullshit. And really, I don't, like some of these guys go on and get really, really excited about something or really angry about something. I don't like doing that on the camera. So I'm trying to figure out how to do that and what kind of vlog do I want to have and that kind of thing. So it's like, I don't know, maybe I'll just go on and have live streams and reach out to you and Faye and Twitter peeps and various and sundry people and just see what comes up. But everybody tells me I should tell that story. I gave y'all the very condensed version about my cousin finding me on Ancestry.
Yeah.
And that kind of thing. And so it's like, I have some interesting things to talk about, but I'm not sure how I want to do it.
Yeah, that's kind of my problem when I started, and I'm still in that. I'm not sure exactly what I'm putting out is what people want to see, but I know that I don't want to spend a whole lot of energy on politics or religion because it's well covered. All of it is well covered in our community, and I just want to be a place where people come and have a little fun or just hang out and chill or, that kind of things. I try not to get too serious. That's why most of my videos are kind of silly. So.
And I like that because you get I burn out very easily on too much religion or too much this and too much that. The other thing I really like is Digital Hammurabi is one of my favorite channels as well. And see, they're non-religious. They're a non-religious channel, but they have a specific scope of scholarship of things they cover, and
Yeah.
they're not necessarily anti-religion. They're just scholars who needed an outlet to share their work. And so it's like, I wonder if Gen XRN has anything to say.
She just might.
I could make a lot of public service announcements.
Yeah.
And then for people who care to listen to that. But too, I think women like you, like me, like Linda, there are so many men out there talking, or so many non-binary people who present as men and things like that, that they have a voice, they have a following, they have all of these things that it's like the only woman, like just off of the top of my head, whose channel seems to be extremely successful, at least as far as I know, is Rachel Oates. And, I'm old enough to be her mama.
Yeah.
Surely, and I love Rachel. It's just, surely I should have something to say.
Right.
Yeah. And I mean, I listen to Rachel. I listen to a lot of people who are younger than me because I feel like that on a certain level, I relate to them a little bit more in certain ways. But like, I was very drawn to you and your channel because it's like, oh, you're my peer. It's like,
yes.
Yeah, you won't be like freaked out if I start giggling like a little girl because we're very nearly the same age. So
Yes. Yeah. I can watch the younger folks. I can't say I've watched anything that Rachel Oates has done. I've heard of her, but I don't think I've seen anything that she's done. But I know of a couple other folks that I do follow that are younger, and I watch them, and it kicks me into mom mode, and it's like, oh, stop, Angie. You're not supposed to be thinking about it that way. You're supposed to be open minded. You're supposed to be liberal. So stop reverting into that good Christian mama phase, that frame of mind that I have about things that have taken me a while to get through. But
I know. Well, there's some the YouTubers that are local to me, and one of them I have their phone number, and I'm like, I just listened to your video on your ER trip, and what? Y'all don't need to put up with that. You need to call me if you need me. I can manhandle them folks. So I'm a nurse. And I'm old enough to be your mama. It's like, I know they are not interested in that or me or anything else. And it's like, that I can't help it.
That's one of the reasons we started Girls Night, is because we wanted to be able to sit and visit with each other. And I'm not putting out any disrespect. I love you guys, all of you. You're all my friends. I have nothing against the male people at all. Like, I'm not a man-hating type chick. I'm just not. I love dudes. They're just wonderful. Mm-hmm. But sometimes we don't get a word in edgewise. And Doc, you are not one of those people. It's hard.
Are you sure?
It's like trying to pull teeth to get you to talk. So, you're not one of those. But in most occasions, we get talked over, and we get, you say something, and then someone else on the panel says the exact same thing. Or I think what you mean is this. And I was like, no, I said exactly what I meant. I don't need you to rephrase it to be more clear for people, because what I said made perfect sense.
There you go.
So that happens. And we try not to do that to each other as much as possible. But it's really just a place for me to hang out with my friends, because I don't associate with a lot of people in my community because they're annoying. And it's so red here where I live. It's so red. Even though the population is, for the most part, voting against their own best interests, because we have a very poor population here. But they still think that they can have great America again, because that's what they just don't know anything. They don't know what's really going on. and they
That's
vote
pretty,
through the media.
sorry.
That's what they get. They get what's on TV, and that's all they get. You know.
Pretty much the same here in Iowa.
Mm-hmm.
It's a red state, and I run into Trump supporters everywhere. Oh my God. I've been finding these newspapers at the hotel I work at lying around where people have scrawled with a marker all kinds of pro-Trump rhetoric. You know, like circling Democrats and and pointing an arrow to them and writing all kinds of vicious crap.
Oh my
And,
gosh.
and
That's
just,
really
I mean, all the worst Trump support stuff you've seen on Twitter, I've seen scrawled on these newspapers lying around, and it's like, I don't know.
What is it like? People think it's Facebook now to pick up a newspaper and comment on it or like it, or that's just crazy to me.
I know, yeah, man.
No.
I'm reading comments on a newspaper.
Right.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Bob says there's a lot of smaller channels run by women too that are criminally undersubbed, and they really are. Like so many. What's her name? Scientist Mel and Nervardia and all these
Yep.
these brilliant women that are out there putting out stuff, and there's just for some reason the audience is not picking it up or is not putting it out. I don't know. I don't know what the deal is. But Faye and Nadine has so much content on her channel, y'all would not believe. Her crafting channel is just loaded, and like everybody knows somebody who knits or crochets or does crafts or makes just about everybody knows somebody that does that. So how hard is it to share this channel with that person specifically? Like, here, I think you might be interested in this, and then that puts it out in a circle of other people who would enjoy those things, and that person will be more likely. But a lot of what happens is we get stuck in the community bubble. We're in the atheist community. So that's kind of where our contacts are, and branching out to, other areas is a little bit more difficult. And so if it's not something that interests them, if it's not religion or politics related, a lot of times it doesn't get shared, or it doesn't, it's like, oh, I like that, but I'm not going to pass it out because that's not really something I'm into, which I understand. I'm the same way, but it's hard.
I will check out Nadine's crafting channel because, especially if it's like a lot of knitting and crocheting, I can think of a half a dozen people I can share that with that are not atheists, that would not, listen to any atheist content.
Yeah, she doesn't present it that way, and she does where she's does some of her crafting and stuff. She's got a book stream where she plays audiobooks. She's done just tons of them. She's got tons of videos over there and stuff to watch, and her regular channel is full of tech information and how-to videos on stuff, and people don't realize how smart she is. She is
absolutely realized she had all that content because I know I'm subscribed to her, but I guess maybe it was only, I don't know, the algorithm is weird.
Yeah, if you don't get all the watch hours and all the likes and the thumbs up, and a lot of time people don't realize when you come in and you only watch part of a video, it knocks that overall average down for watch times in the algorithm, and it kicks you out. If you get people watching from beginning to end, it raises those numbers up and is more likely to have you served to other people who are not necessarily subscribed to you, but might have some interest in what you're doing. And it's, I've been thinking about, I have an extra computer, and I've been thinking about offering a service. Anybody who wants to pay me like $5 a month, I'll sit and play your videos so that you get, raise your watch times and stuff. Cause I've got a whole extra computer in there that I can just set it to play, and it'll just play everything on your channel through all the way.
Amazing. That would be amazing.
I thought about doing that, but if anybody's interested,
What? That's not a bad idea. I mean, $5 a month.
if I make a little doing it, I might can get better internet.
There you go.
Oh, Robert, are you leaving me?
Right.
Bye, sweetheart. I love you. Don't worry, Linda. I'm not trying to steal from you.
I'm sitting here sleeping.
Oh no! Are we keeping you awake, my dear? I'm sorry. I wondered why you
I'm
were so
in the
quiet up
I'm
there.
in the same time zone as Robert, so it's almost 11 p.m. here as
Well,
well.
yeah. Well, it is officially time for me to go fire up the golf cart and head up to the front of the neighborhood to catch the school bus.
Okay. Well,
So I seriously appreciate everybody coming to hang out with me. This has been a really good birthday just because I got to spend it with you awesome people.
absolutely.
And come back and see me anytime. Y'all, I'm on Twitter. All my links are down there. Shoot me messages. You know, I'm on Facebook. If you go, my link to my Facebook is for my karaoke page, but you can find me through there. Like my phone number's there if you look. If you look, it's there.
Okay.
Oh, but thank you all so much for coming. I love you, everybody in the chat. It's been a great time.
Hugs, Nadine.
Hugs, Nadine, sweetheart. You feel better, girl.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so going to Canada one of these days. Now I have a real good reason to go to Canada.
To escape summer. Yeah. That's a good one.
Yeah,
And see,
yeah.
absolutely.
All right, guys. Everybody have a great afternoon, evening, whatever time zone you're in. I love you so much. Thank you for all the beautiful birthday wishes.
Happy
Talk to you
birthday.
later.
Bye,
Thank
Angela. Happy
you.
birthday.
Bye.